echo, delay, whatever you want to call it. It's awesome. I'm going to go through a few various parameters that I get asked about a lot. I get questions like, dude, what kind of delay you using? Or what's the delay time? What's the decay? Blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go through, because I kind of learned this as I was thinking about this. It's like, I haven't really ever gone in depth on various settings. I kind of just turn the knobs, and when it sounds good, then it sounds good. So this is going to be kind of a deep dive into a few delay pedals, some of them on my computer in Logic Pro, which is the program that I use, and others in actual physical guitar pedals that I have. So I'm going to get started here showing you the delay that I'm using now, which is kind of like the U2 Edge sound. This one is essentially, so when you want to achieve this kind of effect, you want a rather quick delay time, and you only want about 5, maybe 4 or 5 repeats. And when you get into the motion, as you could see, I wasn't alternate picking or really doing anything very fast there. It's really about finding the pocket, and you kind of have to find the pocket to get off this delay, because if I'm just playing on the delay, it'll sound like this. So we want to use and if you'll notice with that technique, I'm using staccato. I'm really trying to mute each note as I pluck it, or else it'll kind of get washy. So use that staccato if you want to emulate that technique. But this isn't really a technique lesson. This is more about the settings and various delay sounds that you can implement based on whatever delay pedal that you use. So I'm going to go through a couple various pedals now and demonstrate exactly what the settings do, because some of the settings have different names depending on which manufacturer's pedal that you're using. So a pretty universal setting, I think, with all delay pedals is the level setting. That basically just controls how loud each repeat is. So as it's in the middle, that's kind of like where I like to keep it. But you can have the option to pull it down. So moving down here, we have the repeats knob, which controls how many delays you get. So that can be called repeats, it could be called maybe feedback. I've seen it called regeneration, that's what it's called on the carbon copy. So that is something that, you know, depending on which pedal you use, that's definitely a stipulation. But now the top right knob here, the shade knob, is kind of a custom feature of the Wampler. I haven't really seen this on any other delay pedals that are physical delay pedals. As you can see here on the Logic side of things, there's definitely some comparable elements like the flutter or the dirt. So basically what it does is it adds more delay trails, kind of like that tape echo sound. So as you can see, it really kind of flutters. I think maybe the flutter or dirt sound would be comparable in Logic to this Wampler sound. Now this middle section here is something I've only found on the tape echo. I haven't found it on any pedal emulators or any other physical pedals. Basically, the movement will control how much the note kind of warbles, and the sway will control how much that note is moving up and down. So here would be an example with it kind of cranked up. This is where it gets real wild. Last but not least, the echo knob here. This can also be called on other delay pedals time. That's the only other thing that I've seen, but that of course controls the rhythm that you are getting back. So in this case, it's kind of like a quick eighth note. And let's pull that out. You can go like this and have real long delays. Now this is a stipulation for analog pedals, some digital pedals as well, but you can get this real neat sound if you manipulate this knob while you're playing something. So here's an example of that. And it works much better if you have a higher level and some more repeats. So here's the example. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight if you're ever on the market for a delay pedal. This isn't sponsored by Wampler or anything. I'm actually going to use an MXR carbon copy in a little jam to close this video out to show you how much fun you can have with delay and show you the kind of different ways you can manipulate it as you're playing guitar, because I think that's one of the coolest things you can do is actually be kind of a pedal board wizard. Some of my favorite guitar players like Nels Cline, Mike Einziger, Tom Morello, those guys are always fiddling with their pedals as they play music, which I think is a really unique talent to try and build up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. I guess it was a lesson, it was kind of more just a hangout. So hopefully you had fun, I did, and I'll see you guys next time.